He's been at the center of a growing controversy involving a massive proposed development near the old Newry Mill site, a project that would have added about 5,000 housing units in Oconee County. And because of some of the serious questions about political influence, conflicts of interest, and transparency, Oconee County Council Chairman Matthew Durham has ignited a firestorm that led to the dismissal of the county administrator, Amanda Brock, and just recently, the abrupt resignation of Clemson University President Jim Clements, who cited health and family as his reasons for leaving early. The timing seems curious to many who followed the story. Matthew Durham joins us now. Mr. Chairman, welcome. Appreciate your time today.
Joey, thanks for having me on.
So let's start at the beginning. For listeners who maybe have not followed this closely, what exactly is the Newry Project, and when did red flags first go up for those of you on Oconee County Council?
So Mark Hart was the representative for United Homes Group who approached the county council about creating a planned development district, a PDD, in the Newry area on 600 acres for a massive mixed-use housing development with have some commercial elements, apartments, duplexes, single-family homes. And it was massive, 5,200 homes, which would be far exceed the largest municipality in the county, which is Seneca. So we looked at the project, we listened to them. We took a vote and sent a letter to the developer that said, you're free to develop your property, but we're not going to waiver on our density standards. We have a density ordinance in the county that limits for that area where it's zoned, limits it to 4 homes per acre. If there's sewer access, 2 homes per acre for septic. So we told them we were not going to waiver on that. The proposal far exceeded those density standards. We felt like we was doing the developer, doing right by them because they're spending money and developing plans. And we want to tell them, hey, you can develop it, but we're not going to waiver on this. The developer then, Mark Hart, interesting enough, once you start digging into his past, he was the CFO for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then later was the CFO for the Carolina Panthers, and he headed up the botched practice facility in York County that left taxpayers, state taxpayers and county taxpayers in York County holding a bag for millions of dollars. But Mr. Hart, he responded back to us with a letter that told us that if we didn't quickly concede, he was going to follow it with a robust media campaign, and that he would be taking political action and legal action. Yeah. We didn't take too kindly to the bullying. I sat on that letter for maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks. Then I decided, hey, let's put it out there to the public, let the public see. The public in Oconee County, they didn't take too kindly to the bullying either, and it kind of snowballed from that point. Yeah. Once that letter got out there and the citizens started following it, I had a citizen send me a message and just generic said, I don't believe that it's right for Nikki Haley, who's trustee at Clemson University, and Jim Clements, the president of Clemson, to sit on the board of this development company with all the development we have in the area. Well, I looked at that and I said, well, that's the same. I never thought to go look see who the board of directors was for United Homes Group. But I said, that's the same development company that is, looking to develop Newry. That's the same guys. And once that, I looked at that and it became obviously clear on why Mr. Hart felt so confident in his threats against us, because when you look at who was his backing on the leadership board for United Homes Group, he had a major political player, major institutional power. And I felt like, and as a council, we felt like that's maybe why he felt so bold in his statements. So we just decided to put that out there and make it public.
So at that point, and with me today, Matthew Durham, chairman of the Oconee County Council, at that point, you had no idea of the involvement or how deep the involvement potentially could be at Clemson until you received this email. And is it fair to say that you weren't necessarily opposed to the development, but just the process and what and maybe his attitude about you're going to do it my way or else? Is that kind of the attitude he had?
Right. I mean, we're not anti-development, but we certainly would not be happy with that many homes being showed in that area on a highway that goes across 2 docks that you can't widen. But we told him to follow the standards and he can develop it. In the letter he replied back to us, he also told us that he does not feel compelled to follow the county's local ordinances.
Yeah,
Just a sense of arrogance.
sure.
Once we put that information out there, and once we put it out there that the Clemson leadership tie to United Homes Group, the university immediately released a memo that mentioned me by name and said that I was posting untrue information, so that the university had no involvement in the deal, and that the deal was not even a United Homes Group deal.
Yeah,
Which struck us as it's quite odd, because United Homes Group is the one who represented the project to us the whole time. They communicated to the county using United Homes Group emails. They paid invoices to the county sewer authority for sewer studies. So that was a false statement that the university put out, but it raised more questions of why would the university be so quick to, one, say that they're not involved, then two, to say that it's not even a United Homes Group project, which we knew 100% it was a United Homes Group project. At that point in time, other than Nikki Haley being on the board of directors for United Homes Group, as well as President Clements, we didn't know the extent as a county council that Clemson University was involved.
yeah, yeah. At what point, and I know you made a number of FOIA requests and you've gotten a lot of data, which has since proved just how deep the relationship was. But at what point did you think, well, there's more to this than what we're seeing here?
As soon as they said that it's not a United Homes Group project, Clemson University, the institution, I knew there was more to it.
Yeah.
We met as a county council, I believe, on October 17th. I may be incorrect on my dates, but on October 17th, on a Friday morning, we voted and discussed and voted to send letters to Senate President Thomas Alexander, asking that he initiate a Senate oversight investigation. And we sent a letter to Clemson University Board of Trustees demanding transparency. That following Monday morning, President Clements and Trustee Nikki Haley resigned from the board of directors for United Homes Group, plummeting their stock price in that day. Also of interest to that, we met that Friday morning as a county and as a county council with county leadership administrator in the room, demanding transparency from the university. We went to a luncheon, Oktoberfest luncheon in Walhalla, and there's only 3 employees that report to county council. That's the county administrator, the county attorney, and the clerk to council. But at the Walhalla Oktoberfest, I ran into a county employee, and I was discussing it with him. And he said, "It's crazy, Matt." He said, "This United Homes Group, do they think we're crazy? It's always been United Homes Group. That's who went to Purdue with us." I said, he said it as if I knew what he was talking about. I said, "Purdue, what are you talking about?" He said, "We took a trip to Purdue University with United Homes Group leadership, Clemson University leadership, and we flew up there on United Homes Group's private jet." He said Amanda Brock, who was the county administrator, she was going to attend, but the day before, she told me to go in her place. And I said, "Can you prove that?" And he backed it up with text messages and flight logs. The flight log had Clemson leadership, the CFO, Patillo, he was on the flight along with 2 other executives from Clemson University. I don't have my notes in front of me. I just gave them out. And also United Homes Group leadership, including Mark Hart, who's listed as the VP of Land Development, and Michael Nieri, who is the founder of United Homes Group. And on the flight log was also listed Amanda Brock. What we had issue with that is not necessarily the county taking part in the fight itself, but the fact that we had the university and United Homes Group essentially calling us liars, saying it's not a United Homes Group project. And we sent out letters to the Senate and to the University Board of Trustees seeking transparency, and we didn't even have transparency in our own building of the fact that that was not revealed to us. So as a result of that, we had some discussions, and the council, along with the administrator, we came to a mutual agreement that trust was broken. Once that's broken, it's hard to rebuild, and we decided to go separate ways.
Sure, sure. So to be clear here, Ms. Brock did not make the trip, but she was aware that the trip had been made. Another county employee had gone, and you guys had not been made aware of any of this.
That's correct. And we also found communications after the trip or photos and everything being sent. So uh, not being made aware of it at the time, maybe one thing, but once we're in this, I guess, open, mess that's going on, you have the university actively calling us a liar and then deny United Homes Group being a part of it. We could not understand why she would not tell us about this trip that directly tied United Homes Group to the project and Clemson University to the project.
Sure.
Also, to me, it raises serious conflict of interest concerns when you have university executive leadership flying on a private jet owned by a developer that's seeking to build a development that's based off university expansion when you have university leadership serving on the board of directors for that development company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to unpack here for sure.
It,
Now, it's my understanding that at some point, and this was while the university was claiming they weren't involved in the project, had no interest in the project. At some point, you became aware of some proposed drawings of how this could potentially look, and the architect, I think from the Atlanta area, actually had on these drawings Clemson University athletic fields and facilities. Is that a fair statement?
that's correct. And we had never had them drawings presented to county council. A citizen found those drawings on their architect's website and sent those to us. At that time, that was found before we knew about the flight. No, that was, I'm
Interesting.
sorry, I lose track of my timing, but we found those documents, and the whole time Clemson University denied any involvement. Once we found out about the flight, the university came out and said, well, we did a review, but that was all. They never admit anything until you first uncover something first.
Yeah.
And then when the initial FOIA, they pointed us to a press statement that said they did a review and that was it. And they told us there was no documents. Well, you don't plan a trip to Purdue without generating some documents.
Yeah.
They also, interesting, so we filed more FOIAs in more detail and got emails back recently, 175 emails. That doesn't just show a review, it shows in-depth planning. Not just a trip to Purdue, the university, Angie Leidinger, one of the main conversations on there, along with Tony Wagner, he was the COO, along with Rick Patiller, who's the CFO, along with early university leadership. They speak on there that President Clements is aware of the opportunity, but he won't take part in the conversation because he does serve on the board of United Homes Group. But the whole time they're excited about the opportunity. Not only do they go to Purdue, but they have monthly meetings. Tony Wagner and maybe Rick Patiller have to review the emails, along with Laura Stoner, who's the vice president for land development, real estate for Clemson. They all took forward-drive vehicles with United Homes Group leadership and toured the Newry site. So this is in-depth, planning. They even sent the master planner for the university to United Homes Group. I'm assuming so they can design it to look like the master plan for the university. But one thing we don't see anywhere in the emails is Clemson saying they're not interested in the project. It's actually the opposite.
Interesting. Yeah. Now, the significance of the Purdue trip was, as my understanding, Purdue has a very similar community that I guess Clemson was trying to duplicate. Is that correct?
That's correct. They wanted like a model community where they had mixed use housing and as well as a university campus component, and they wanted to look at that to see how to model it. Clemson also denied any knowledge of a housing component in the emails. It talks about the robust real estate market around the lakes in Oconee County. Phase one, Mark Hart revealed, hey, phase one is exciting. It's going to be, I think it said 430 houses. So they're very well aware of the housing component, how that's going to interplay with whatever the university component looks like. And listen, the university component may have been a great thing. I don't know, but why not just be honest and upfront about it?
Exactly. Yeah. Matthew Durham is my guest. He's chairman of the Oconee County Council. That's what I don't get, because Matthew, I spend time over in the area. I go to the Newry General Store now and have lunch. They've done a great job with the apartments in the old mill, and that community, it could be such a great thing. And I just don't understand why you would go into a potential project like this with all the secrecy and not wanting people to know that you're involved. I mean, do you have any idea on why that is?
No, I don't, but they definitely ran a deception campaign on it, and nothing new comes out till we uncover new information. I mean, it does not look well though for the university and expansion project for the university, for the development firm that would be developing it to have leadership for the university serving on their board of directors.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's why they wanted to keep it under wraps.
Yeah. So shortly after your FOIA request was granted and you received some of the emails and all, and you started confirming some of your suspicions, Clemson President Jim Clements announced his resignation. This was very curious in itself, because he had just recently signed an extension for through, I think, 2029. Things seem to be going well for him. Suddenly he resigns, citing family and potential health issues. There's nothing, I guess, so far has officially tied these two together, his quick exit to this. But what do you think? Do you believe the Newry controversy played a role in his decision to step down?
I just know the timing does not look right, and I know that university presidents do not resign a mid fiscal year, mid academic year with a 3 week notice when the university is probably only working 2 weeks in the month of December.
Yeah.
I do not know, but it looks the same to me as it does to everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. So where do we go from here? I mean, do you have additional FOIA requests pending? Are you
We
looking
do.
for additional information?
We do have additional FOIA requests pending, and interestingly enough, a few days before he announced his resignation, we got some letters from their attorneys asking questions about our FOIAs. We zeroed in on exactly what we wanted and expected to receive. I'm interested to know what that reveals. One of the things on that FOIA request is the communications that the university has put out around this project, the denials, the deceptive communications. We requested, the chain of custody of those communications, who crafted them, who approved them, any discussion around the development of those communications.
Yeah, that would be interesting to know. Who agreed that, here's our messaging, and who approved that? Who approved the release that they were not interested, that they were not involved? Because
Yeah.
as you've proven with the documents, I mean, they've been very involved the whole time.
It started off with uh, they're not involved, and it's not even a United Homes Group project. We discovered the flight. Okay, well, we did review the project.
Yeah.
And then we discovered the email. It just snowballs, and they never admit nothing until we uncover something else. And the story is just constantly changing. In addition to paying sewer requests or sewer invoice studies for developments they're not involved in, apparently they send merchandise. Because one interesting thing in the email chain is we're talking about sending Clemson swag along with United Homes Group and Great Southern Homes merchandise to Purdue in appreciation for the visit.
Wow.
There's tons of documents that says, yes, this is United Homes Group. Yes, Clemson was heavily involved. Why the denials over something that has such a huge paper trail, I do not know. Another thing that's interesting, once this happened, I said they have to be doing it in other communities. So we looked in Pendleton, found in Pendleton with Mark Hart, who was in the meeting minutes in Pendleton, to develop a TIF district. The property that's owned in that district is owned by two Blue Stallions. And the two instances in the Pendleton Planning Committee documents, it says two Blue Stallions, aka Great Southern Homes. If we go to the city of Central, similar for a zoning request, it says two Blue Stallions, DBA doing business as Great Southern Homes. And Great Southern Homes is the builder brand for United Homes Group.
Mm-hmm.
You do property search in Oconee County, you have one property for two Blue Stallions. If you look in Pickens County, there's a dozen properties. And interesting enough, the 700 beds student housing complex that was just approved by the city council over there on College Avenue, right in downtown, is on property owned by two Blue Stallions, which we have two other government entities telling us is Great Southern Homes. Uh, also, the registered agent for two Blue Stallions is his last name's Twine. I can't think of his first name right now, but he is the chief operating officer for United Homes Group. So it just shows more of this overlap of these developments tied directly to the university expansion and this United Homes Group, which had, again, university leadership, Jim Clements and Nikki Haley serving on the board of directors.
Yeah. One final question for you. Well, actually, maybe a couple here. As you got into this, did you have any idea that Jim Clements might actually resign and step down from his position?
No, I had no idea where this was going to go, what path it was going to go. And it was certainly a surprise to myself as it was everyone else.
Yeah, yeah. And my final question, what's next for Newry? I mean, is there a scenario where maybe another developer at some point is able to redevelop that mill village?
So we've held constant in that property owner can develop their property as long as they stay within the guidelines of the ordinances. This council doesn't believe in doing special carve-outs or cutouts or special deals, for particular developments, picking winners and losers developments, or what might be known as good old boy politics. Right? We have no interest in that. We have a set of standards, and we expect everybody to follow it, whether it be a major big developer from out of town or a local builder. And that's still where we stand. Obviously, there's a complete loss of trust in this developer. So anything they may bring forward in the future or again, we'll definitely look at it, closely. It's interesting that this property was purchased. This developer purchased the property. United Homes Group, East Shore South, their LLC, purchased property in 2024, a month after they formed the LLC for East Shore South, which is just a holding company. It shares the same address as United Homes Group in Chapin. That LLC was created a month before they purchased the property. They purchased the property for, I think, about $12 million, maybe $12.5 million. And the property 5 years before was purchased for about $1.5 million. Yeah. I mean, so that's a substantial increase in property value in 5 years.
Sure. Yeah.
Before we sent the letter, I called Mark Hart and told him the direction the council was going to go. He became somewhat angry and said, well, I guess I'm just going to have to develop in trailer parks and game day parking. I said, well, if you can make your money back in trailer parks and game day parking that follows the county ordinances, have at it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Interesting. Matthew, it's a pleasure. I appreciate your time, and hey, we'll keep following the story, and as updates are available, hope to catch up with you again soon.
Thank you, Joey. I appreciate it.